I wanted to talk about Mike getting banned. I don't know exactly how long he got banned for, but I wanted to talk about the ban, and I think he got banned for the latter of the two tweets I'm going to show, two videos I'm going to show, but I saw this one. So we'll go through it one by one. All right. Okay, so I saw this one initially. I think this one was first.
It's always whining, bitching.
Mike screaming.
Well, it's not realistic to actually want change. I don't know who buck broke you into believing that the world has to be shit, but it doesn't. The power to declare war. Just 7 Democrats have signed on to Sanders' proposal. Isn't this pathetic? Isn't this pathetic?
This wasn't why he was banned? Yeah, but I wanted to talk about this clip.
The power to declare war
We'll get
rests
to it.
solely with Congress, and Kane and others want to assert that authority. And that's the dirty secret that Democrats don't want you to know. There is only a handful of actually progressive people aligned with the base of this country in the Democratic Party.
Okay, the rest of the clip is talking about the Democratic Party, and you know the rest. And I want to talk about two things. One, I want to talk about his response to this clip. Oh, I guess more important than that. First, the definition of buck breaking. Yeah, someone in chat defined it pretty well. It was a practice where slave owners would sexually assault their slaves as a way of making them submissive. Yeah, and I know that there's like a documentary about it, and I know that like at the time of this clip, this was shortly after people like Stavy had said it. So I think it was like, I think this was in the general lexicon at the time, which like this feeds into a greater point that I want to make, but really quickly.
Sat on my glasses too. Yeah.
It looks like you're looking up at the guy you're about to blow.
Well,
If
why
that
would
was
I have a microphone?
It's standing in for his cock. Actually, you let them fucking put the dress on you, dude. You let them buck break you here, dude. That's clearly the posture of a guy who's about to suck the establishment's dick.
Not to sound like when Chatter says not to sound like a depraved right winger, but broken somewhat common of a word for middle-aged people in the Midwest and South. I mean, I'm not going to comment on whether or not it's okay to use it or not. I want to let Mike speak for himself because he responded to this before the ban, because this is not what he got banned for. This was just a separate video or a separate clip that I saw was trending at the moment.
I shouldn't have said that. If I said that, I should have said that. It's the same thing. It's like saying Uncle Tom. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sorry if I said something like that. I think I was trying to say cuck, but yeah, you shouldn't use that. As a non-black person, you shouldn't do that. If I did that, that's fucked up. I'm sorry about that. Like, no, don't do that.
I think everyone is being a little overly judgmental on the term if there. It's obviously a chatter that came in and said, what did you think about you saying that? And so he's responding immediately directly to that. I think that's like a minor misspeak. I think it's fine. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think that the word if there is a big deal. I think he shouldn't have said if. I think he should have just said, that was bad. You shouldn't say that. And I agree. I think it is very similar to like Uncle Tom, where I don't touch Uncle Tom. Listen, you know what, man? If people in the black community want to use those terms, I'm not going to stop them. Those are their words to use. Those are their terms to use. I'm not going to be the one to police that language. You will never see me watching a fucking Sean stream and being like, Sean, how could you call this person an Uncle Tom? Like, you should know better. I'm not gonna be that person, okay? No. That's not me. That's no. Listen, that can stay there. It doesn't matter if, like, it doesn't matter how Uncle Tom someone is. You still shouldn't say it, right? It just doesn't matter. Like, I think we can run with, like, for example, Clandis Owens. I think that's a very catchy name. I think we should just keep calling her Clandis Owens. I think that's a good name. I think that's a great name. We don't need to touch any weird racially charged terms. I think we're good on that. Clandis is good. It's catchy. It's fitting. It works. It rolls off the tongue, right? And then like the same thing with like buck breaking. It's just like, I get it's like in the lexicon or whatever, and that's why people were saying it. Just stay away from saying it, right? I think an issue is black creators have been trying to educate people in the community, but people aren't watching them or they would know about this. Well, yeah, I mean, this has always been like a problem on the internet for like the longest time, but it's not an easy problem to fix because, how do I explain this? You can't make people watch people. Like, it doesn't matter how much you promote a creator. You can't make people sit down and watch another creator. You just can't. Like, you can't like strap someone down Clockwork Orange style. The content has to be palatable and appealing to more people, right? And how do you solve a bunch of people not finding someone relatable enough to watch. Like there's that, like the only thing you can do is like as a white cis man in leftist spaces is try and promote more diversity. But there isn't like you can't really do more, like you can't do more than that, right? One chatter says, I'm a black woman. I've been called the name of that syrup lady. I forgot her name, but it's kind of a slur for black women. Oh, Aunt Jemima. Dude, thank God they changed the name. As someone who used to buy...
Love, may your life be a masterpiece painted with the colors of joy.
Let me just say... Oh, thanks. Let me just say. I actually like the box pancakes. I know, just sue me, okay? I'm sorry. I don't like the syrup. I'm using maple syrup or I'm using honey. Don't be disgusting. But I like the box pancakes. And I just felt racist buying the Aunt Jemima box. I just liked that one the most. And I felt like a racist person buying it. I'd be like, dude, like they need to change this label. I don't want to be like, do you guys have any more Aunt Jemima? I don't want to have to ask the staff this, dude. Please, please, just change the name, please. And now it's like, I don't know why they changed it to something so shit. They changed it to like Milling Company 738 or whatever. I don't fucking know. It's so why did they change Pearl Milling Company? Change it to something good. They were like, okay, we have two options, boring or racist. Okay. So if we remove the racist one, we're fucked. It's like, dude, there are better names. What the fuck? Yeah, that one was not cool. That was definitely not. At least with Land O'Lakes, I don't think they had to change their name. They just had to remove the indigenous woman off the fucking cover, which was always bizarro. Your brand name is Aunt Jemima. That's tough. Yeah, just. Anyways, they should have changed it to something. You can be boring and racist. That's true. That is actually true. That's true. Do you think the Sydney Sweeney eugenics jeans ad was racist? Well, the thing is, things don't exist in a vacuum, and people should be smart enough to know that things don't exist in a vacuum. I talk about eating my cat all the time. And if I had guests on, I would tell them, do you want to eat Mayor Cat? Should we bake him? Inshallah, he shall be baked. I wouldn't make that joke on stream with like an Asian guest. I might make a different joke. You know, I might be like, I don't know. I can't come up with one off the top of the, I can't immediately come up with one. But like things don't exist in a vacuum and you can't make the same comments towards the same people all the time because things don't exist in a vacuum. We live in a society, right? Like, I think you can jokingly say, what's the, you know, like the monkey hitting the cymbal? You guys know what I'm talking about? I love that little toy, this one. I mean, I don't love it because it's terrifying, but I like making fun of people with this insult and saying that, like, this is what they have in their head, like Tectone and Tectone fans, that's all they hear in their head. They just hear, like, the little monkey with the cymbal. But I would never make that joke when I was talking about like a black content creator. Because you know that these tropes exist and these stereotypes exist. And you know that that like racism is real. I mean, if you know. If you don't know, then like you're fucking cooked. I don't know what to tell you. And so like you should be more cautious. And like, unless you like, I think there's two options. You're either too stupid to be able to understand that things don't exist in a vacuum, or you understand and you're just deciding to be an asshole anyways, which is insane. Like, you either have low EQ or like you can barely fucking put your pants on. Like, you know what I mean? Tectone guy has no black fans, ? Where did you come up with this? That is a totally different sentence. We're not even pancake waffles anymore. We're like pancake and eggs now. Like, this is a totally new sentence. What's going on? We've totally left that conversation. Oh my. I did not make that comment. Well, we're not going to get too deep into the nitty gritty there. We're not. We've left the griddle. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah, so like I think that the Sydney Sweeney ad inherently in like in a utopia where there was no racism and no eugenics, the ad is fine. It's just an ad. But like we don't live in that reality. And we haven't ever. And so maybe American Eagle should be more cautious about putting a blonde, blue-eyed white woman on and talking about how superior her genes are in this political climate where we're just deporting anyone that looks a little brown. Like, maybe not during the administration where they're literally blackbagging random people off the street and sending them to like alligator Alcatraz. Like, as an idea, maybe this is the wrong time to make that statement and that ad. They're playing it fast and loose with eugenicist rhetoric in a pretty racially charged climate, LOL. Yeah, LOL, yeah. Oh, anyway. I have to say, I really love the people. You guys have seen this. This is totally irrelevant from the conversation we're having right now, but I want to finish it. Pandangles, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs, by the way. Thank you. Hold up. You guys see this? Oh my God. I saw like this like Japanese salary woman is like making the rounds on Twitter, and their wife jacking her. And I said, the conservatives are playing with their dolls again. My wife Jack is better than your wife Jack. My wife Jack has big boobies and your wife Jack has no boobies. Yeah, well, my wife, they're literally playing with dolls. Like, they're actually playing with dolls. And then a bunch of people in the comments are like, you're mad that women are pretty. It's like, no. Oh, I hate beautiful women on my timeline. Oh, I'm so unattracted to women. I hate it when women are pretty. You're so right. Oh, if only someone would stop showing me. Just like, can you tell me where all the pretty women are online so I can never go there ever? Please. It's like, I'm obviously making fun of the people making the fucking wife jacks of these fucking women. I'm making fun of the person who's drawing them and playing with their dolls. And it's like, well, how do you know this person is a conservative? You go to their page, the second comment down, friend. Bro, we're doing no research here. There's no effort. No effort at all. Well, come on, guys. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Well, what are we talking about? All right. Friend, and it's a 45-year-old man. Yeah. They will never forgive women for playing with dolls. They are secretly jealous. Dude, what I don't get is like, just go play an MMO. MMOs are a totally legal way for men to play Hello Kitty dress up dolls game adventure island. Okay? You can play with them there. Okay? You can play your little dress up game on your gacha game. Okay? I don't know what friend is. You're good. You're safe. All right? You're safe. Anyways, going back to this clip, this buck breaking thing. I agree. I don't think anyone should be saying it. I think trying to twist this as if it's like, oh, this is a secret dog whistle and he's been secretly racist the whole time, instead of it being like, this is just something that, like, I don't know if you would call them dirtbag leftists, but something close to that we're using. Stabby probably shouldn't say it. Mike probably shouldn't say it. I think we should move away from saying it. I don't think it's more than that. I don't think it's more complicated than that. I think it's bad behavior. We shouldn't engage in it. I don't think it's evidence of anything more than that. Right? I don't think it's anything more than that, right? Okay. What did Savvy say? The same thing.
That's clearly, you let them buck break you here, dude. That's clearly the posture of a guy who's about to suck the.
Which, like, again, I just don't think anyone should be saying it. I just don't think anyone should. I think it's like a mistake. I don't think it's evidence of like some greater conspiracy of like racist ideas and beliefs or any of this other shit. Right. I also did lose a ton of respect for some leftists on here, making this a way bigger deal. It's such shitty radlib behavior. Well, I have like a personal opinion that I think a lot of people rightfully were very upset about Lolo. But because Lolo kind of disappeared off the internet, people are still sitting with this anger and this rage about like white leftists, especially white leftist men, who will say all the things that they need to say so that they can engage in like sexually shitty behavior, but they don't have an outlet for it. So they're trying to find other outlets for it that are not as fair. Like, there are things that should be criticized within the movement, and that we should do these things inside of the movement, and that we should hold each other accountable inside of the movement. And we don't need to do propaganda for the right. Sort of like, I won't tone police anyone in the black community criticizing homophobia in the black community or misogyny in the black community. From the little that I've seen and talking to my black friends, seemingly there is a homophobia problem, and some of it stems from like overly religious beliefs and stuff, but it's not my place to speak on it, and it should be criticized by the people within that community, right? I take an issue with like white people online being like, we need to do something about how homophobic black people are. It's like, whoa, dude, what the fuck are you saying? First of all, why are you presupposing that like you shouldn't be fixing white people homophobia first? Like, what's happening here? What is going on? What the fuck? So like, I will criticize white leftists who interject in, for example, queer spaces or in black spaces or whatever. But I do think that the people in those spaces should be able to critique things within the community, right? So like as someone who's queer, I recall when the new flag, the new gay flag, started including the brown and black stripes. And I remember being in queer spaces as someone who's queer. You're what? And I remember there was like discourse within the community about like whether or not there should be an entire flag change for extra colors, because I think to non-racist people, it's obvious that like, I think to educated or like willing to be educated non-racist queer people, it's obvious that, racism is bad and like homophobia exists towards queer people of different racial backgrounds. But I think everyone in the queer community, or not everyone, but like most people agreed that because there is racism within the queer community that should be addressed, that like, for example, white gay men can be very fucking racist and they hide behind their gay status as like a shield for their racist beliefs, or like for like, oh, well, I'm allowed to act this way because it's this way or whatever. The usage of like the usage of AAVE by specifically white gay men, right? Or like, very misogynistic gay men. So I remember within the queer community, there was this conversation about whether or not like the flag should be changed, whether or not the rainbow flag should be changed to also include these colors. And I thought there was nothing wrong with having that that conversation within the community, right? That within the community, it was worthwhile to have that conversation. But anyone outside of the queer community hopping in and being like, look at these wokies thinking about changing the flag. It's like, hold up. Only the people in the community can make that comment, okay? We're still deciding. We haven't decided. Some of us think maybe we should. Some of us aren't sure about changing it. You have no comment on that, all right? Stop it. Get the fuck out, all right? Stop. And so what's the definition of queer? I mean, just like not straight. It's just an umbrella term for not being straight. That's it. Yeah. Not being cishet. Exactly. So what a lot of people don't get, imagine two people arguing and then deciding to butt in and give your opinion despite only hearing and understanding one of the insults you overheard. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The point is, when people have valid criticism, calling them radlibs, woke scolds of the day it's not right. Makes it worse so that people feel hurt who cannot speak up. Okay. And so like normally I would agree, JFK rotting. The problem with this, there's just one problem with this conversation. There's one. All right. And I would get to it in a second. Because the circumstances here are fucking weird as shit. And they make me a little uncomfortable. So let's talk about the clip that he got banned for, which was this one. Let me see if I can find it. I think, let me see. Okay, I think I got it. As an LGB person, I feel like the TQIA make my life harder. Is it fair for me to feel this way? I don't think so. I'm pulling up the Adam comic. Wait, where is it? Oh, this one. Here it is. Took a second. You have to understand that like once they're done with their eugenics against trans people and queer people and non-LGB people, you're next. This comic is like peak. I will show this comic a million times if I have to. We did it. We finally outlawed all the trans people and drag queens. Thank you for your help. And it's a guy with like a red hat, like a MAGA hat. And he's talking to this other guy that says LGB without the T on his shirt. And he says, happy to be of service. And so he says, who are we going after next? Who's next? The type of people that are convincing you or convincing others that like, oh, it's just these evil trans people and that's the reason why everyone hates gay people. It's not because they hate gay people. They're just lying and they're being disingenuous. They're pretending like, oh, the trans people are so evil and pedophilic, so we have to get rid of them. That's what we have to do. They're only saying that to get you on their side so that they can go after, because like it's recycled bigotry. Go back a couple years, go back a decade, and guess what? They were saying the same thing about gay people. They're like, well, we're gonna let men get married. What's next? Animals? What's next? Children? It's like, I hate you people. The people who say those stupid sentences. So yeah, and again, like I said, I don't think that like within the queer community there can't be conversations, right? Like, I think within the queer community, I don't think there's anything wrong with having conversations about like having a united front on things. Like what should spaces with drag queens look like, right? What should be allowed in these spaces? What should be allowed here? What should be allowed there? Like how is the best way for us to have a united front? not to erase any of these identities, but to have a good united front together, because we all know that none of the people in here, or being queer is not inherently linked to being a groomer or a pedophile or any of these other things. Those are totally irrelevant. And yeah, trans people have been fighting on the front lines for LGBT rights too, for the entire time. They've been there. Newsflash, asshole. They've been there the whole time. So yeah, I think there can be conversations in the queer community about the queer community, but I think like doing more than that is you're just like, you want yours, and then guess what happens after that? Okay, so he got banned for this. We'll play it. Why is it not loading? Oh my god, I want to eat Mayor Cat. He's so cute. Why is it not loading? Hold up. I'll put it on the screen in a second. I have to see if it loads first. Damn you. Damn you, Twitter. Oh, let me try and open it in like something else. Maybe like apologies. Let me turn it off and turn it back on. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. It's like frying. Okay, I found it. All right. And before we do this, let me grab this one.
Of Arab descent, but is
not this. Okay, got it. Fucking finally. All right, so I think he got banned for this, if I'm not mistaken. And this is like, we got banned for a month for a tier list about hummus. The second anything regarding, and like the tier list was not fucking racist. The tier list was not anti-Semitic. It makes no sense for the tier list to have been racist, considering that me, Mike, Sneeko, somebody else was like in the Sabra category. Like it literally doesn't make any sense. But this statement, I'll play it for you guys and then we can go from there.
That is right.
The curse of Iran's unremitting aggression, or the blessing of a historic reconciliation between Arab and Jew. In the days that followed
That's
that,
crazy.
the blessing
Jew is not a fucking ethnic. It is a Jewish is not an ethnicity. This constructed ethnicity. This demonic ethnicity, wholly invented. That is right.
The curse of Iran's unremitting aggression, or the blessing of a historic reconciliation between Arab
and so let me say a couple of things. First of all, completely unacceptable, right? Like these words in this order, completely unacceptable. From where I'm standing, having known Mike, having seen what Mike has said and done, him being one of the first people to talk about just like a number of issues for so long, especially talking about Bibi Netanyahu right after Bibi Netanyahu speaking, I feel very certain that one, he meant to say, and this is like a major fuck up, and he absolutely should apologize for this, Zionist, because it makes no sense to say wholly made up about Jewishness. Like being Jewish is not made up. Zionists or like Israelis, that sentence now makes sense, right? Saying that like it's a constructed identity, that being a Zionist is a constructed identity. That sentence makes sense. This is a major fuck up. This statement being anti-Semitic means that the ban is deserved, and he absolutely should apologize. I do think genuinely that his actions over the past, and his like words over the past 2 years, speak to his character more than a clip from, surprise by the way, 10 months ago. And this is where I'm like very frustrated, because this clip has been circulated not by Ethan Klein, not by DGG, not by any of these people. This was circulated by actual rad lips that have been sitting on this clip that were fine to associate until they decided they wanted to put this clip out now. And that's what I don't like. We should all unequivocally disavow this statement, and he should apologize for this statement, because it doesn't matter if he fucked up. It doesn't matter if he misspoke. He should apologize. And I will stand by that. Because even if you misspeak, if you say something fucked up in your misspeak, even if you meant to say Zionist, if that's not what you said, you should apologize for what you did say. I mean, I love to show the FuzzyTube clip because it's such a good... Can I play it for you guys? Can I? Because there's beauty in the struggle. It's titled FuzzyTube Says the N-Word. Because there's beauty in the struggle. There's beauty in the struggle.
I never use that word. I swear to fucking God this isn't content. I never use that fucking word. I've listened to rap songs every day on this subathon, and I always change it out for brother. I had a tweet that literally said, Oh, God. Oh my God. Can I just
just gonna one more time. It's only 30 seconds. Sorry.
I never use that word. I swear to fucking God, this isn't content. I never use that fucking word. I've listened to rap songs every day on this subathon, and I always change it out for brother. I had a tweet that literally said, I
like that the clip just ends there. So good. Well, my point with showing that clip is, it doesn't matter if you misspeak. It doesn't matter if you never say it. It doesn't matter if this is like a once in a lifetime. It doesn't matter if you're just trying to do your subathon and you never say it and you always substitute it for brother. And you committed the crime of being on stream and then singing along the N-word or whatever. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't do it. You should apologize for doing it, right? And I think it's the same thing here. It's like, I don't really care if it was a misspeak. I don't really care if it was very obviously him meaning to say Zionism, because, again, the last sentence makes no sense. Saying Jewish is a made up or whatever, that doesn't make any sense. That only makes sense if you were thinking to say Zionist, right? So this is like unacceptable. Absolutely should apologize. And if he doesn't apologize, like he's gonna apologize, because this is unacceptable behavior. And I think that he will. I think that his track record has shown a dedication to leftist values, and I think it'd be very out of character for him to decide randomly, like, I'm going to double down or whatever on this. I think that'd be fucking insane. I think it'd be insane. And again, we'll see what happens when he streams about it, and we can judge at that time. I think it was in reference also to the history of language of modern Hebrew. No, I think it was I think the beginning of the statement about like Jewish is not an ethnic was talking about how like Asian is not an ethnic. Like you can be Filipino, or you can be Chinese, or you can be Korean. Like Asian is not an ethnic, right? In the same way that like you can be Sephardic or Mizrahi or all of these other things, and they're all distinctly different, and pretending like they're not and just grouping them together is inaccurate, right? And it's something that the state of Israel does because they want to be able to shield themselves from any criticism by saying, well, we're the home of the Jews and all of the Jews, and it's all the same. And that's why if you ever criticize anything that we do, it's anti-Semitic, right? I mean, like, and this is not a new thing, talking about how like this strategy by Israel, talking about how this has existed for a very long time, is not new. I mean, I think I saw this recently as well.
Of Arab descent, but is Jewish.
White is neither. I mean,
was a teenager in
but that's the meme, by the way. That's the fucking meme with Europeans or like with Americans that say like return to white culture, and it's a video of like a Romanian kid doing opera. It's like, that's not white culture, you fucking moron. That's a Romanian engaging in Romanian culture. Or like they'll post like a video of like a Swedish woman walking around. It's like, that's not white culture. That's a Swedish person. What are you fucking talking about? So let's get this.
And he actually got mad when I said, well, you're Arab. Like your family is from an Arabic country. Like from an Arab country. And he was like, no, I'm Jewish. The categorization for Arab Jews in Israeli society, the specific designation for it is Mizrahi. Okay? There are Ashkenazi Jews, Eastern European Jews that are white, many of them also living in the United States of America, the majority. There are Persian Jews as well, okay? And there are Arab Jews that are Mizrahi and Sephardic. Okay, Sephardic Jews are from Spain or by way of Spain through the MENA region. But these designations, these separate designations are all bracketed under Jewish. Okay?
Like, but Israel has an incentive to try and group as many people as possible and say that like, well, Jewish people are we're indigenous to this region. It's like, wait. Jewish is a big category. Okay? Jewish is a larger category than you guys are pretending it is, so that you can continue your ethnic cleansing. And I think to people who understand or know the difference between like Sephardic Jews or Mizrahi Jews or whatever, understand what the IDF goal of like pulling blonde hair, blue-eyed women and putting them in recruitment ads and saying, oh, well, they're Jewish and they're indigenous to the region. It's like, okay, just because someone is Jewish does not in fact mean that they are indigenous to Israel. That's not what that means. That's not what that means at all. And I think when you're talking about or you're responding to or you're watching like Netanyahu and you see him pull that shit, you know immediately what he's trying to do, right? So yeah, that's what Mike was saying. He misspoke because that's exactly what he meant. And to be clear, like the misspeak, in my opinion, is very bad. And I do think that, like, sidebar, I didn't know Twitch bans people for months old clips or like year old clip. I didn't know that Twitch did that. Good to know. But I do think that misspeak was so bad that I understand people calling for a ban for that behavior, because Twitch doesn't want to be caught saying that they don't want to be caught holding streamers on their platform saying stuff like that and taking no accountability, right? It's kind of like a lose-lose for Twitch, because if you take action, you're telling everyone that you can bully streamers as much as you want and like find the oldest clips you want and get these people banned, especially with Twitch and Twitch and the ADL getting involved and like Richie Torres and all this stuff. And this was a misspeak that was bad enough that I'm inclined to agree with Twitch on this ban, because it is bad. But you have to be a very disingenuous person to take a look at like Mike's recent track record, like the past 3, 4, however many years. Like, even just compare that shit to like how ContraPoints treated the situation in Gaza, the genocide in Gaza, that she waited until it was safe to say that it was a genocide. And then she said like, but you guys need to understand and be nice to Israel, right? Compare that to like 5 years of like speaking out about the genocide. And then you have, after watching the 300th Netanyahu clip of him pulling some fucking disingenuous garbage and misspeaking. Is it bad? Of course. Should we disavow? Of course. But you have to be disingenuous to pretend like it's not a misspeak, right? Most European Jews, Ashkenazi, have absolutely no ties to the land of Israel, the Levant, or whatever you want to call it, because they were converts in Europe. We were previously pagan Christian. I mean, again, that's why he is criticizing Netanyahu when he talks about this being like the homeland for Jewish people, and this being not birthplace, but that all Jews are indigenous to this region, opening up and manufacturing consent for Europeans and Americans to displace people who are actually indigenous to the fucking land. Honest question: Christians are not an ethnicity. Why are Jews? I would be here all day trying to explain this, so I don't even want to bother, and I don't think I would frame it and phrase it perfectly, so I don't even want to bother. But the shortest version is like, it's an ethno-religion, and it is backed by a shared culture that's like the shortest version of this. I would recommend just reading up on it. I think it'd be easier to just read up on it. Okay. Okay, one second. Oh yeah, I mean, this is also like, need I point you all to the Ethan Klein video where him and Hila go to Israel and they start pointing at Jewish people and saying certain words and terms that are unacceptable. Racism from Ashkenazi to other Jews like Sephardic in Israel is kind of insane. Even worse when Israel first began. Like, need I point out that? Need I show that clip? No, I need not. I am not going to.